Welcome to Drive615. Let's go for a drive. Here it is, the 2023 Cadillac Escalade-V. I'm out here in Arizona. I've been driving this all day. I'm on a media drive with Cadillac. Cadillac team is incredible. It's been a pleasure getting to know them and spend some time with them. They are world class and pulled out all the stops. It's been a blast driving behind the wheel of this thing. It's been just one of the best days ever. I'm out here in the mountains, got beautiful landscape, got a beautiful car. Exterior color is argent silver metallic. It's my favorite color on this vehicle. I think if you're gonna get an Escalade-V, Drive615 opinion is this is the color. Looks gorgeous in all different lighting and it pairs perfectly with the wheels and the brake calipers. As always on Drive615, we'll take a look at the exterior, the interior, then most importantly, go out and take it for a drive. Let's go and take a look up front. Up front, we've got our sports style mesh grille, fully blacked out. Every piece of trim up here is blacked out aside from the Cadillac logo, which I think really looks good. It allows that to pop and just looks so clean and tasteful and classy. And I love the front look of this vehicle. And the keen eye will notice down here is where the magic happens. This is what's unique to the Escalade-V, this front fascia change down through here. You've got a mail slot style grille, which looks cool, but also gives you that function, right? You gotta cool this big 6.2 liter V8. Somehow they integrated the mail slot style grille through here. And I love the nice angles and design language down through here. It's aggressive, but not too aggressive. It just kind of keeps the nice look of this Escalade-V, but amps it up a little bit so you know that there's something special about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the profile. Here at the profile, you can get a taste for just how big and long this Escalade ESV is, but when you're behind the cockpit of it, it really doesn't feel that big at all. It feels small and nimble and powerful. Up here is the first V badge indication letting you know that this is the Escalade-V. V-Series also gives you all the blacked out trim, which I think really complements this vehicle as well. 22-inch exclusive wheels, front and rear. Those look incredible, and the red brake caliper provides the perfect pop of color. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rear. On the right side, you've got the V badging indication there. So we work our way down. This rear fascia is updated on the V, so you get a quad exhaust, dual on both sides, blacked out tips, and I do like this break between the tow hitch cover through there. Body color, blacked out, body color there again, really accentuates both exhaust. Again, this just isn't a performance car, it's got practicality too. It's pushed in there, that'll open up, give you your storage so you can fold down the 3 rows of seats, haul the family around, haul the dogs around, run groceries, do whatever you need, and then put the pedal down, hear that performance. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the exhaust. So now you've heard it, let's go ahead and take a look on the inside before we go for a drive. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on the inside because if you watch my other review I did with the Platinum, the interior is gonna be very, very similar. There are a few distinct different features on the V though. So there you go, there's that V intro that you're gonna get on the OLED display screen, which is just absolutely massive. I mean, look at the size of this thing, and I just love how crisp and just well displayed it is. I think it's just a really, really beautiful design, beautiful layout, and it's very functional as well. So the difference is you're gonna get the V badge right there on the base of the steering wheel. You've got that zebra wood located throughout the interior. Gorgeous semi-aniline leather on all 3 rows. You got the suede headliner well around here, and then you got the cover, which if I open that up, such a big dual moonroof that it takes about 6-7 seconds to open up. That'll give us some more light. And then right here behind the gear selector, you got that V button, and when you press the V button, that's gonna allow you to basically customize your steering, suspension, engine shift, brake feel, engine sound. This is an all-wheel drive, and again, it'll split up. I'll talk about this later when I'm driving. It'll split up the breakout between the front and rear wheels. Let's take a quick listen to it here. We're in V mode. Absolutely love the downshifts, love the down pops, and got the paddle shifters mounted here to the steering wheel. That's been very, very fun to drive that in V mode and utilize the paddle shifters. I will point out this, here is the camera for the Supercruise, and here's a light bar that indicates the different stages of Supercruise, and green means good to go, and then red means, hey, you're doing something wrong. But that's pretty cool, and this is a super handy and just genius camera. I mean, it's monitoring your face, and it knows, like, if you turn, you know, off to the side, it knows that you're not in line or paying attention. So that's super awesome, just to have that right there in your face, heads up display. I mean, this thing has everything you could ever want as far as your creature comforts, and then some. Towing capabilities as well, not to mention this thing tows 7,000 pounds, so that's absolutely incredible too. We're right beside the lake bed over there, so you know, hit up the lake, tow another car, whatever you need to tow, you're good to go. And this thing is just absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. Behind the wheel and on the road in the Escalade-V. What are we working with underneath the hood? That is a hand-built 6.2 liter supercharged V8 built out of the Performance Center in Bowling Green, Kentucky, producing 682 horsepower, 653 pound-foot of torque. This is architecturally very similar to the CT5V Blackwing that I had for the past week. We get an upgraded supercharger though, 2.65 liter TVS Eden supercharger, 10 pounds of boost. All this made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. This is literally the first 5 seconds I've been in the car. I literally pulled out of the parking lot. We're coming up to a red light right now. I'm in V mode. I'm gonna give it a little jump off the line here, and we can see just how beastly this Escalade is. It is the industry's most powerful SUV, and I am thoroughly excited. Here we go. That thing like hunkers you down. That is nuts. I had some camber gear in the back, and that thing really settled in. Now we are in the ESV. 0 to 60 is gonna be 4.5 or under 4.5 in this. If we're in the short wheelbase, that's 4.4. That is nuts. And the exhaust is burbling right now. This is a crazy juxtaposition when you have like this powerful engine underneath the hood, and then you get the luxury and comfort of this, you know, big SUV. So the burbles are something else. And then I just 4, 3, 2. I can't help but imagine what these, you know, people in these houses think when they see this massive Escalade roll by, but then hear that and then see this. Woo! Better slow it down here. Brembo brakes coming in super handy as I roll into this next stoplight. Got massive brakes up on the front, beautiful calipers. It's a great contrast. I mean, this is a great looking vehicle, and it's not crazy far off from your typical Escalade, but there's enough there with the front fascia, the rear fascia, the integrated exhaust, and the logos for you to tell that it is different. There's something special about it. And then again, when you see it and hear it, you're like, okay, this is the real deal. I'm actually gonna do a launch control here for you guys and let you guys see and experience what that's like. I'm in V mode. What I'm gonna do is come to a stop, and then I put the brake all the way down, and then I'm gonna floor it, and then once the traction control flashes, then I'll release it. When it's in that like holding pattern, when it's doing the stuttering, that is just incredible. This road is made for me. It's a stoplight a stop sign every like quarter mile or so I can literally do some launches. I'm gonna take this one easy here off this. But as we come in on decel, you hear those burbles, and this is just truly just an amazing vehicle. I can't say enough good things about it, and getting out behind the wheel has definitely been, you know, you heard about it, you see it, but when you actually get out and experience it for yourself, you guys will really see just how fantastic this truck is. Currently, we are utilizing Supercruise. This is wild. I've been driving for about the past 5 minutes. No feet, no hands. Now, it is important that you do have to pay attention. The camera here is monitoring your face. So I turned around for a moment to actually get something out of my backpack, started flashing, and it made me just repay attention. I was also doing a little Instagram post, or you know, half paying attention here, and it kind of got mad at me. So again, you can't be just like willy-nilly doing your own thing, fully distracted. You got to pay attention, but you really can sit back and relax, turn on the heated cool seat, get the massage going. We're coming up on a car in front of us, and what's really cool, it'll actually change the lane. So I speed up a little bit and come up on this car. It's gonna put the blinker on, it's gonna look to make sure there's no one in your blind spot. It'll get over, then it'll stay in the left lane for as long as it can until it finds another opening, and I can't wait. So we're gonna utilize it right here, coming up on a camper, no hands, no feet. It says looking for an opening, blinkers on, and we are changing lanes. Now we are in the left lane. We're gonna pass this car. There's another one in front of us, so hopefully we'll pass that one as well. Then it'll pop us back over in the right lane. This is incredible. I mean, how far technology has come, it's just amazing. And Supercruise is just, it's brilliant. And I'm really enjoying it because it's a real, like, there's not a whole lot of, we're just on an open highway right now, so it's the perfect time just to kind of cruise and sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, listen to the AKG sound system. Okay, now it says looking for an opening, and we're changing lanes. We're changing lanes, and we're back in the lane that we were. We made 2 passes, and we're on our way. But like I said, you can utilize the AKG sound system. There's speakers everywhere. They're built in back here. I mean, you could just be at a concert, basically, and just hang out. There's speakers up here as well. So, I mean, this is just full 360-degree audio, the comfort of this vehicle. And then at any moment, you just got that performance. Again, we're doing another lane change here. Supercruise is where it's at. This is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna turn it off here, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure we're in V mode, and I'm gonna go and do a Drive615 pass here, so. Wow. And that was from an already pretty high, pretty high speed, so the speed on this thing is wild, and the low end torque on it's really really great. I think that's kind of where this car is happiest. I think this that off the line power, but even at the high speeds, it's still got some really good power, and it's very smooth. And I am again truly enjoying my time in this thing. Spent this past time kind of climbing up the mountain. Now we're coming down, but I wanted to let you guys hear this, and hopefully the audio picks it up. I'm doing some decel, so we're in 7th gear right now. And as I am absolutely mind blown. I mean, it sounds like literally it sounds like we're at a fireworks show right now. I mean, it's just insane. I'm gonna try and slow down a little bit more so I go into 4. But under decel, especially on this decline, it's amplified more than ever. I mean, it goes on for about 6-7 seconds per gear change. I'm gonna see if I can go down even into 3rd. I bet you it's gonna go wild. I am mind blown right now. This is incredible. This is probably the most aggressively downshifting car. And again, like I said in the Blackwing, it is by no means obnoxious or fake. I mean, it literally feels like it's got to be doing that just to release itself. It's like at the end of a long day, you know, you're stressed out and you just kind of sigh and release it all. It's like this thing has to release the fury from this 6.2 liter V8. And not to mention, not only are we hearing that back there, you get that supercharger whine in the front. I mean, this thing is absolutely insane. Again, we're passing cars right now. And they have to be like, where is that sound coming from? Because again, we're in this luxurious and big Escalade ESV, and it's making noises like that. So I love it. And I am at a loss for words hearing that again. And it's just, can't say enough good things about this thing. And it's just, again, I'm not even touching on the practical side of things, right? I'm just really focusing on the performance side of things with this car, because that's really what it's, you know, bread and butter in this sense. But you get that whole side, the other P of practicality, which is great. So performance, practicality, and luxury, and comfort, and just world-class, first class. I love how it hunkers down. Okay, V mode, again, like I said, drops you 0.8 inches. And when you get on it, it really settles in and hunkers in. And I feel very, very, very confident. I have zero qualms that this thing is gonna, like, you know, break loose or anything, because it is all-wheel drive. And then the cool part about it is the all-wheel drive will go between the two. There's never any point where it's rear-wheel drive. I believe they said it's only 67% is the most that they'll put in there, or the least amount that they'll put, and the most amount that they'll put, yeah. The most amount they'll put in the back is 67, or it'll always be at least 33 in the front, but then it'll split depending on how you're driving. And I must mention, it's incredibly smooth due to the magnetic ride control 4.0, and the dampening and the suspension from that is just incredible. It's literally reading the road thousands of times per second. So I went ahead and mounted you guys in a new position, because I'm going up a pretty unique road right now. Real twisty, some nice turns. Really gonna see what it's like to drive this thing kind of not just in a straight line pull, you know. So I'll do some accelerations through here, but of course be careful. It is, you know, on the edge of a cliff, so gotta keep that in mind, but we'll see how it handles. In V mode, by the way. Wow, you gotta think, we're in such a big, heavy, long vehicle. The fact that it's doing as well as it's doing, I'm being kind of quiet so you can see what it's like, but it's handling like a champ. I mean, I point where I want to go. I'm kind of treating this like a racetrack almost, so, you know, trying to hit the apexes and whatnot. I point where it wants to go and it goes. And the steering's a little bit tough, right? Because you are having to move it. It's not like super loosey-goosey. Now, if I put it in tour mode, I can make sure that the steering is on the lowest setting, and that definitely loosens it up quite a bit. I mean, actually, it almost like cuts it in half. So that's probably your best bet in instances like this. You don't really need to be in V mode when you're doing something like this, unless you really want to, you know, put the pressure on. It does have some nice sounds. Of course, you can customize my mode where you have the good sounds, but the steering's not as tight, and the suspension's not as stiff, and the brake feel's not as, you know, hard. But I mean, just this little bit through here, winding up through this mountain and down this mountain, I keep forgetting that I'm in an Escalade ESV. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And the way it's handling this sweeping corner at the speed that we're handling it is absolutely insane. And it looks good doing it. All right, guys, we're getting on the on-ramp here, North Pima Road. Put the hammer down. I mean, this is just something else. When you get locked in and you're just driving this thing, you forget what you're surrounded by. You forget that there's 3 rows of seat, that you're in the long wheelbase Escalade. Once I press V mode, I'm just in the zone. And it's just incredible how well they've designed and manufactured this vehicle to the point where you have that experience where you like almost forget that like you're driving a bus. I mean, this thing is massive, and it's just so practical and so luxurious, and I'm just blown away. And, you know, not only does it sound incredible, it handles well, it puts a smile on my face, and that's, you know, tough for most SUVs to do. But I am D4, D3. I'm speechless. Like, felt those shifts like in my body. Each shift was like a little jolt. That is nuts. I've never felt anything like that before on upshifts. Normally on downshifts or something, you kind of feel it pulling you back, but that was like punching hard. We're out here in the Arizona heat. It is hot, 109 degrees. I'm filming this whole thing without the AC on, so the audio is good for you guys, so you can really hear this incredible exhaust note. And yeah, we're doing the best we can, but this car's like just taking it like a champ. I mean, the car doesn't care if it's hot, cold, whatever. It's doing great, and it's definitely putting it through its paces. I am thoroughly enjoying this, and this is a whole different experience. I thought it'd be like kind of similar when I was driving the Blackwing for the past week. Obviously, you know, going from a sedan to an SUV, different, but I was thinking maybe like a little bit of similarities. This is kind of like almost a fully redesigned vehicle, but that supercharger and the different, you know, modifications they made to it for the different output and the different restrictions of an SUV, it really changed the driving feel. And granted, being in a car that weighs this much, or a truck that weighs this much, it definitely changes the dynamic too. But it blows my mind, and I'm very certain, and I can attest to this from the people we passed, it's definitely blowing other people's minds too, because you see this Escalade, then if you do a pull and they hear the exhaust and the down burbles, when they get up back beside you, they're like, what? You know, they're like, it definitely is confusing, because you know, most people don't expect a car of this size. Wow. Now, so I was doing the shifts on my own then. I was shifting before redline, and it was extremely smooth. I didn't even feel that we were doing the shifts at all. So that's a unique thing about this transmission as well, the timing between everything. It's like, if you want to make it drawn out and aggressive, you can. But if you want to, you know, really liven it up, you can kind of manipulate it. But just driving normal, you know, take it out of V mode and just drive in tour mode, it's like, it's just awesome. I love it that you can just flip of a switch back to normal, put it in stealth mode, put around the neighborhood, put around the, you know, grocery store, and it's no big deal. But literally, click that V button. Like I said in the other video, when I press V button, it's like all systems go, let's roll, and that's what it's like. It'll lower the vehicle about 0.8 inches. It's like a panther ready to attack, and yeah, I'm at a loss there. And then of course, if I want to, just put it in Supercruise, and then this thing will just drive itself. So it's just like, what doesn't this thing do? I mean, honestly, Arizona's pretty. It's my first time I've ever been here. The heat's getting to me a little bit. As you can see, I'm sweating here, but even if I wasn't in hot heat, I'd be sweating, because I'm just like pumped up. This car just makes you want to go fast. It makes you want to experience it and unleash it. And it's just, I love it's all, you know, American. You just feel just cool, you know, it's like an all-American badass, and that's what this is. And it's like refined luxury. That's the coolest part about it too. It's not like it's just like a raw American muscle car, which is great, don't get me wrong, but this is the best of both worlds. It's like, it's got the suit on, and then you just rip off the suit and you got the tank top on or something, nothing on underneath, and it's this all-American power. And I love that. I love that this engine's, you know, built out of the Performance Center up in Bowling Green, just an hour from my house. I go up there all the time, you guys know, to look at the Corvettes, and I just, I am having a blast out here. The scene I'm coming up on right now, there's a bunch of American flags. I feel like it's just the perfect culmination of it all, you know, all American, and we're just hauling out here. Put the pedal down, and we're blowing people's doors off. Man, this is awesome. Well, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section below. Let me know, what do you guys think about this? Is this the perfect, you know, family hauler, the perfect all-around car? Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any questions, again, drop them down below. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and we'll see you guys in the next video. For now, keep on driving. We'll see you later.